Hi everyone, this is Sayoni of Saisphere. Welcome to another episode of Sai's Kitchen. For today, we are going to make pork steak. Let's get started.
Good food that uplifts your mood. Never tastes so good. Cook with us at Sai's Kitchen.
This recipe is very easy to prepare and with quite very few ingredients. So for this recipe, we will be needing pork. You can use pork chop. For my case today, we are using pork butt steak, some soy sauce, calamansi or calamondin. You can also substitute it with lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste, and onions. To start, we are going to heat our skillet over medium fire. I am using butter, but you can go ahead and use cooking oil. We just wait for the butter to melt completely, and then we will be adding our pork steak. I actually have different versions of pork steak, so I hope to feature some of the other recipe next time. This is a very easy to prepare recipe, and I am actually preparing for our dinner. We're just going to brown our pork a little bit on each side. And again, the tip here is to make sure that you do not overcrowd your pan. So you have to do it in batches if you need to. And in this version of pork steak recipe, we marinated ahead the pork with the soy sauce and the calamondin juice. And I said this version because I really hope to share with you my other version of pork steak. And our last batch is done. So now it's time to saute our onion. I'm gonna be using a little bit of butter. I'm dividing my onions into two. I will be using only half of this as I will be using the other half later on. We saute our onions for a few minutes just for it to be caramelized. And now I will be adding the marinade that we used for our pork earlier. Now you can just use this sauce, or you can add a little bit of water or beef broth if you want to cook your pork and make it more tender. I added a little bit of water because I will be cooking the pork and make sure that it gets very tender for the kids. So as soon as it starts to simmer, we can go ahead and add our pork. We season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. We're gonna cover this and leave this for like 10 to 15 minutes. And finally, our pork steak is already tender. We will just add the other half of the onion that we prepared. This is just to garnish, but I want it to be partly cooked. So we will just let the heat of the pan partially cook our onion. And finally, our pork steak is ready.